Welcome back to episode 2 of How's the View podcast. Today we are interviewing, well, he hates when I call him this, but the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the CEO and founder of View Homes, Randy O'Leary. And this episode is super special because we go super in depth about business, entrepreneurship, how he started View Homes from landscaping to a company that is building throughout several different states, over 1,000 homes a year. So there's lots of insight, tons of great information, and a truly special story. So let's get him in here. Randy.
Good morning, Erin. How are
Good
you?
morning. I am well. How are you?
Thank you?
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes, thank you.
We are so excited to have you here today. I have lots and lots of questions.
You're scaring me already.
No. We're relaxed. We're having a good time. Honestly, we can just jump right into it. I would love to know just the story behind View Homes today. I mean, you are the man, the myth, the legend.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm out.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But this company has been around for 36 years, right?
36 years.
36 years. Can you take us back to the beginning?
Oh, okay. I can try that.
Okay.
You know, it's interesting because initially we just started off as a remodeling company, and our first job was doing a landscape job.
Yeah.
So.
And how many of you were working at that time?
There was 2 of us.
Okay.
I think I was digging the trenches, and I think
were
he was
literally digging the
Yes, and then he
trenches?
was laying the pipe.
Wow.
And so, you know, we started with landscaping, then we probably did our first remodel of a home, did that for several years, and basically got a little break and saved up enough money to go build our first home.
Where were you located at this time?
That was El Paso.
This was
That
El Paso,
was in
Texas.
El Paso.
Okay.
Yes, it sure was.
Okay.
And then in El Paso, we started a home out on the east side and sold it, and then did a couple of more homes, and finally able to save up enough to buy 5 lots, and you know, it just kind of went on from there.
Wow. So it all started with one home.
That's right.
You built, sold, moved on, 5 lots, and then it just got bigger and bigger
And
from
just
that.
kept going from there. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so then when did it become, because in El Paso, Texas, it's Desert View Homes.
That's correct.
Okay, so then, and now it's in so many different locations, and it is View Homes. So how did you start, that's how you started Desert View Homes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So talk to me about the launch of Desert View Homes. The first ever, because now you're in Las Cruces.
Are you talking the expansion?
Yes.
Okay.
So, well, actually how Desert View Homes got started.
Okay.
So what year did you guys launch Desert View Homes? And how did you come up with the name?
To be honest with you, another gentleman, Pat Woods, and I, Pat had a company sitting there. The company was already set up. It was Desert View Construction.
There you go.
Didn't have to spend the money to get the corporation, so we started with that.
Okay.
And again, the idea behind at that point in time was just that we wanted to get in the home building business and did one at a time and
it just grew from there.
grew from there. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so why home building?
You know what? I had started off in real estate.
Okay.
So my first few years, I went from school directly into sales. And so I sold homes for probably, 4 or 5 years, was in the general brokerage business, and decided I wanted to try and find a way to get into home building. So
Yeah, how old were you at this point?
17?
You were 17 years old?
Yes.
Wait, when you started real estate?
When I got my broker's license and started in real estate.
Really?
Yes,
So right out of high school?
that's correct.
Wow. So when you guys started Desert View Homes, how old were you then?
Maybe 20 or 21.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how young you were.
No,
I mean, you're
not
still
that young.
super young.
No,
You're
no,
still
no,
super
no.
young. But wow, that's wild. Okay, so Desert View Homes has launched in El Paso, or well, under your leadership and Pat Wood's leadership, right? So
Yes.
has launched in El Paso, Texas, and you were about 20 20 years old?
Something.
20, 21 years old,
Yeah.
let's say roughly. And then how long did you have that going until the expansion? You guys moved into Las Cruces, New Mexico, which is right there by
Yeah, it's
El
right
Paso,
there.
Texas.
And everything became about how do you spread your risk.
Yeah.
Even in El Paso, it was started on the east side of town. And then, now we want to go to the west side of town. And then we wanted to go to northeast because when one market softened a little bit, the other one picked up a little
Right.
bit. And so same thing, Las Cruces, drew a little circle. The next best place to go is let's go to Las Cruces and try that. And so that circle became bigger and bigger and bigger and trying to, get into different markets and minimize the risk that you have.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it was just maybe a span over a few years?
Yeah, probably Las Cruces, probably 5 years after we first started that we were in Las Cruces.
Yeah.
And then maybe probably 4 or 5 years after that we moved into Colorado.
Wow.
And, then just kind of continued expanding.
So what year did you move into Colorado?
We've been in Colorado probably 12 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So started in Colorado Springs and then did the same thing and then started moving up north. And I think we're probably in 6 or 7 different cities in northern Colorado now.
And then you're also in San Antonio.
That's right. Uh-huh.
So let's talk about all of the different places View Homes is located.
Okay.
Where are you at?
New Mexico, which
Yeah.
was Las Cruces. Colorado, as we just spoke about, and I think we're probably in 6 or 7 cities here. In Texas, we are in El Paso, San Antonio, and also Laredo.
Just all over the place. Do you guys have more plans?
Yes,
For
it's
new
exciting.
cities?
Well, and we've done franchising recently. So we've opened up in South Dakota and Des Moines, Iowa now under franchises,
Wow.
which is kind of fun and exciting.
Yeah, that's a whole new ballgame.
It is, yeah. It's exciting.
Completely
too.
different.
Yes.
Do you enjoy the franchising part?
I do. It's a lot of fun because you get to work with young entrepreneurs and help them develop and build their business, which is fun. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So that leads me to another question about just entrepreneurship. Do you have advice for somebody who is starting off in this world?
Why does that question always get
I know.
asked?
It irks
it really
you, huh?
is. No, it's if there was a single statement or a single word that would actually help somebody, I think we would all know it.
Yeah.
I don't think that there is a,
Is one word.
No, there isn't a word. There isn't a statement. It's you and I were visiting earlier. It's much deeper than that.
Right,
It really
right.
is.
And it's endless. All of the things you
Every
learn
day.
and grow.
Every day.
And
You
it's always
continue
a new
growing.
challenge.
Absolutely.
So you kind of just have to be ready to go with the flow of whatever is going to
It
hit
is.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What has been the biggest challenge for you in growing View Homes?
There's a couple, but the one that stands out most in my mind is that growing can be in so many different areas. And growth to me is how are we changing? I feel like that the home building industry is really frozen. It's probably one of the most backward run. If you look at a picture of a home being framed 40 years ago, it looks the same as what it does today.
Yeah.
And so how do we do things differently? How do we approach home building differently?
Yeah.
And that's probably the most intriguing part today. And I think that's probably 4 or 5 years ago, we reached out to a neuroscientist and we teamed up with him and spent 3 years really trying to wrap our mind around a different approach to designing homes, a different approach to marketing homes, a different approach to everything we do, and using science and not just the old way of doing things, which has really been hard. It's hard every day because we're all so used to doing things the way we've done them for 100 years,
Right.
and we don't want to change. So that's been tough.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And we're headed into a society where everything is online, right? So
Absolutely.
everything, look at us now, we're
Yes.
online. I
Yes.
don't know of any other home builder that has a podcast.
I don't either.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And I know that View Homes has also launched into the Thoughtful Series homes.
And that's where that came from.
Right.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What is the Thoughtful Series home? How important is that to you? I know because I live in a Thoughtful Series home. everything is thoughtful. So talk to me about that, how you guys launched that, kind of the history.
That was
behind the scenes.
that was a lot of fun. Okay, so the traditional way of designing a home is you sketch something out on a piece of paper and you just kind of work through it. And what we did was we broke into teams, and one group would study how people live in the master bedroom. Somebody else did a group, they studied on the laundry room. My team, we actually studied the women's, or not the women's, but the master closet. And so
that's the woman's closet. Okay.
I started there, didn't I?
Yes.
So
you were correct. It is our closet.
There you
yes.
go. But I don't remember the numbers, but I'm going to say that an average woman has 119 articles of clothing.
Wow.
37 shoes. You have way over 37 shoes.
No. Yes, I do.
So we studied all these, and then what we did was we designed the homes around what we studied. Okay? So I'll even go to the extent that I don't remember these numbers, but 20-something% of all deliveries that are dropped at the front of the house disappear. So that's where we came up with the Amazon box. So it was through studies of how people actually lived in the house, and with the help of this neuroscientist, just kind of jabbing at us and go deeper, think more, that we actually ended up with where we are today with the Thoughtful series.
Wow. So what is your favorite Thoughtful series or feature?
Feature in there?
Yes, not series, feature.
The one we're developing now for the next series.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm going to have to buy another home.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no. Can you share it with us or no? Okay.
Well,
let's talk about your. Okay. No. Tell me.
I will. There's two different things in here, and I think that the next Thoughtful series is going to start with actually what the buying process looks like. Because I think that we have an opportunity to really change even how we interact with our guests, how that whole thing feels, because today not everybody even wants to walk into a model home,
right.
And not everybody wants a salesperson with them. So we're developing a whole different approach to what we're doing in there. We've also spent quite a bit of time, we've had a warehouse off-site, and we're testing different products and looking at different things. We've teamed up with Moen and others to try some of their products for them. And so we've got some really cool things that are coming out. But no, you're going to have to wait till it rolls.
Bummer.
Not sharing anything.
Oh, no. Well, stay tuned because
Yes,
that's
there you go.
exciting. Yeah. Okay. So then what's your favorite feature in the current series?
I don't know that I've got one.
No?
I'm sorry. I really don't.
No,
You
that's
live in
right.
one. What's yours?
I love my sink faucet.
Do you?
Yeah, I never touched the handle.
Yeah.
No, I can't tell you the last time I touched my sink faucet handle.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is so cool.
And it seems so simple.
Oh, it's so simple. And I use it and love it. And now when I go to other people's houses, I just, swipe my hand over the sink faucet and realize, oh, well, you don't have a
You know what? Let me.
smart sink.
I am going to back up and say probably the garage.
Oh, the
Okay?
garage is great
well,
too.
When we studied the garage, we park our cars in there. But that could be 20% of the total footage of your home.
Yeah.
And it's, why are we not doing something else with that? Why are we not heating and cooling that? Why are we not finishing it out? Why are we not using that space during the day? And then at the end of the day when your cars come in, fold things up. Put your weight machine up. Put your tools up. Put things up and bring your cars in. Let's use that square footage in there. So the garage was really, I think, unique in the way that was approached.
So, love talking about the Thoughtful series homes, and
I could talk about that forever, just so you know.
I know. So could I. I love mine. They're really special homes, and I think everybody should go check them out. But and just quickly, the Thoughtful series homes, those are located in right now Colorado Springs, San Antonio.
Actually, we're doing them in all of our markets. So
right now it's opening.
Laredo will open in about 45 days, 60 days, something like that. El Paso will be opening up in about 60 days. So it'll be in Colorado Springs, San Antonio, El Paso, and Laredo.
Well, there you go. So everyone go check out the Thoughtful series homes.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Okay, so shifting gears a little bit here. You sell, thousands of homes a year. am I being
You're a little exaggerating
yeah,
there.
well,
But so
it's
anyway,
fine.
thank
It's
you.
fine. I
And if I
exaggerate
could,
a little.
we're honored to be able to provide homes for
Yeah.
people.
Oh yeah.
So
And right now, I mean, it's a crazy market. People are freaking out a little bit. What do you have to say? Are you scared? Should we be scared? Should the buyer be scared? What do you feel right now in this current real estate market?
it's interesting because there's no doubt that home building has been in a recession since June of last year. We've felt it. The exciting thing is that January we saw 2 weeks in there which were the best that we had probably in like 9 months.
January this year?
Yes.
Wow.
February it's been probably 13 months since we've had a month as good as we have.
Wow, really?
That's February. So yeah, and you know what? Most everything it's consumer confidence.
Yeah.
Do I feel good about my job? Do I feel good about what's happening? What's happening in the world? If there's a lot of negativity, and if I give in to that negativity,
Yeah.
it
wins.
It does. And if there's a reality of something out there, it's prices of homes have dropped. That is part of the reality. Second part of it is the interest rate thing. But I think that today you'll see most builders able to get you very affordable rates. I know that with us, we're also telling our buyers that if you use our mortgage company, that in the next 2 years, if rates go down, we'll refinance it for you. So
lots of options to
there's
get
lots
creative.
of options.
To
Yes,
get
there sure is.
somebody into a house.
Because what we do know is that it just keeps going.
Right.
We've all got to live someplace.
Right.
So.
Right. And the real estate market have we been here before?
This may be my 6th time through one of these.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I've been through it.
Yeah, of course. You've been in this industry for 30-something years,
Yeah,
so you've
maybe
seen
longer.
it. Maybe just a hair longer. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you've seen it, right? Okay,
Sure.
so let's go back a little bit to your story and the story of you homes, and if you could tell your 17 to 25-year-old self something,
Yeah.
what would you tell them? With everything you've learned to this point, with who you are today, with what this company is today, and then looking back, what would you tell your younger self?
Probably the first thing would be to slow down on expansion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Builder Magazine wrote us up as, I think, the 3rd fastest growing builder in the United States
Wow.
over a 3-year period. And as much fun and excitement as a team feels and all the energy that comes with that, there's a tremendous amount of headaches and a lot of, So that would probably be the first thing.
Just to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, slow it down.
Yeah.
When you're young and aggressive and all you can think about is go, 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 you go, go, go.
Right,
So,
right. Is there anything else that maybe you, aside from expansion, is there anything, maybe some piece of advice?
No, you know what? I think that a lot of us forget the importance of the team that is building what you're doing. I think that as a young entrepreneur, a lot of times we think we know it all, and we don't always listen, and we get bullheaded, or I did,
Yeah.
and I got bullheaded, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go there, and as part of a team, it's hard to listen and receive advice and embrace it.
Yeah.
That's So
maybe-
that was mine.
Go back and tell your younger self to listen to the
Listen.
wisdom that.
Yes, that others have.
That others
there's
have,
there's
yeah.
a lot of it out there, and we don't know everything.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I felt like I did. So,
Oh yeah, when you
Yeah.
were young.
You don't know, young lady.
I know. I know it's the truth. You don't know.
yeah.
You don't.
You're invincible. You got
Yeah.
everything. Let's go.
Yeah, especially out of high school, for sure. You do feel that I can do anything. I can conquer anything, and
There you go.
nobody's going to tell me otherwise. So yeah, that makes sense. So slow expansion and just listen to the wisdom.
Yeah, about
That,
that.
yeah, absolutely. So just wrapping up our time together, I just have a question for the buyers, on behalf of all of the buyers out there listening, maybe it's a first-time home buyer or somebody moving to a new city and they're not sure if they want to rent or if they want to purchase, what would you have to say to somebody who is kind of on the fence towards just renting a space instead of purchasing a space?
Generally you find that there are people that want to rent. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't make any difference what pricing it, what the pricing of both of them may be. Some of them do want to rent, but you do have the people that are right on the border there. And I think that what we all have to recognize is that the reason that real estate or a home has been such a great investment throughout the years is because it continues to appreciate. And if we're not careful, we sit back and we're so cautious and we go, okay, I want to try and time it. I want to try and get in here. And it doesn't happen. At some point in time, I've got to get in here. I've got to look and say, you know what? That rental may be about the same price as buying. It may be a little bit lower, but over time, that rental continues going up. My home doesn't. I'm locked in. It's stabilized. I'm building equity. I've got all of this, all the good things that are happening. And then once you get in there, what's really interesting, and it's my wife and I, when we started off, we had nothing, and we moved every 2 years. And we would take the money from the first house and we would roll that into the second one, and we'd get something just a little bit bigger, and our payments would be about the same. And then we'd move up again. Do you follow where I'm going with that? You get into that buying realm, or whatever you would use, whatever word it would be, and then you wake up one day and you do have that home that you're proud of, that the kids grow up in.
Yeah.
And it's yours.
And it's ultimately the American dream.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's
exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. I love that. That's a great answer. Okay, so now for my final question.
Sure.
Because I want to end this on a really fun note.
Okay.
And we are called How's the View? So I've decided I'm going to end every podcast like this, and I'm going to ask you, what is the best view that you have ever seen?
The best view.
The best view.
The best view.
Something
I've
that
ever seen.
it is just ingrained in your brain. It can be a place. It can be a home. It can be anything.
My thoughts are always towards the future. And so my view is always, my next trip, which is Israel. I'm looking forward to the views that I'm going to see there. And so most everything in my life is about not where I've been,
but where you're going.
Where am I going? So the view in the future is just that. It's the next place I'll be traveling, the next opportunity within the business. It's that view. So.
I love that answer. That is a great answer. So it's not necessarily anything that you've seen in the past. The best view is where you're going.
Where we're going.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love that answer. That's a great answer. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
I enjoyed this. You made me feel very comfortable.
Oh,
so
good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm so glad. We loved having you on the podcast, and we hope to have you back soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, so that was the second episode of How's the View. That was special. I really enjoyed that one, and I hope that you did too. Remember, you can listen wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe so you know when we're going to drop the next one. All right, that's it. See you on the next one.